Hello, this is Mrs.EmDrouillard, and this is assignment for week 3. The myth I decided to tackle is multitasking is essential to learning. Why this myth exists is that we really do live in a multitasking world. Everyone is doing 1.5 million things at once, and we really just live in that kind of a culture. People are now actually going so far as to using ineffective strategies for studying, such as highlighting and rereading information again and again, because it works with their multitasking lifestyles. A third reason why this myth really exists is that we triple book ourselves. I don't even think we realize that we triple book ourselves. We are constantly on Twitter, emails, Facebook, phone calls, text messages. We very rarely actually are focusing on the here and now as just a society and a culture and as learners. I define multitasking through Merriam-Webster as the performance of multiple tasks at one time. That doesn't mean essentially successful completion, but it is completion. I've also defined concentration, and it's basically just taking things one step at a time and focusing on a single purpose. Some examples of these are driving a car, playing a musical instrument, or cooking dinner if you really don't want burnt dinner. Here's a reality check for everybody. Our brains are not efficient enough to multitask. I add a yet in there. The evolutionary process is constantly going on. In a couple million years, maybe we'll be able to multitask at the level we think we can now, effectively. But for now, we can't. Your brain burns through chemicals a lot faster. Cortisol, serotonin, dopamine, all those wonderful chemicals that make your brain function, you burn through them a lot faster when you are multitasking. Again, that evolutionary process is always going on, but we're not there yet. People who multitask actually miss a significant portion of the information that is available to them. We are filtering so many different processes at one time that we miss a lot, and that could be to the detriment. Our brain needs an opportunity to unplug, so to speak. We need to be able to stop, think, and regroup. And again, with that, double booking ourselves. Clifford Nass of Stanford provided a survey of freshmen at Stanford University, and of those who participated in the survey, the 25% with the best grades actually were using 4 or more media. But upon recall, they can't recall quite as much as someone who concentrated and maybe didn't perform as well. In the corporate world, social services, doesn't matter what you're doing, there are actual multitasking requirements. They have minutes between email responses, that kind of thing. Nass also referenced the horizontal time theft. We're always on media. We're always plugged in. And it's really negatively impacting our ability to focus in the long term. There was a study that looked at multitaskers, and they're actually using a different part of their brain than they would for other tasks. For difficult, complex tasks, they were using their visual cortex of their brain and not able to do the tasks as efficiently. They had to go back and redo them. And again, you miss more than you get out of information. Nass also looked at a student's ability to focus on one item. So in this case, it was blue rectangles. And most multitaskers missed because they were so what happened with red rectangles in that experiment than non-multitaskers, because non-multitaskers are able to concentrate for a longer period of time on one thing. So we are reviewing the How We Learn book by Benedict Carey, and kind of hits 3 big hallmarks. For one, complex tasks, for example, flying an airplane, require less distraction. So if you really want to be able to say, I can focus and do this one thing, you need to take away from your distractions. You really need sleep. You really need to unplug. In this, very fast-paced world, it's difficult to do those things. But we need to. And concentration is far more important to learning than the ability to multitask. Hopefully we can get this message across to the wide world out there, but in the meantime, it's just important to know that for ourselves. So for my conclusions, turn off your phone, log out of your computer, get some sleep, take tasks one at a time. For me, this is imperative because, we're all working adults. We all have lives outside of school, but it's really important to take that pride in your work, take that time, limit your distractions, and take some breaks, have some fun with that, but really just take that task one at a time. And that, apply that to your interactions with other human beings, please, because that lets that person feel that they are valued to you. So the next time you're talking to a friend, ignore the phone. It'll be there in 2 minutes. Here are some references. I really recommend that Clifford Nass study. It's a very good lecture series. Thank you for your time, and thanks.